So in our last video, we saw how the chart of depreciation is basically configured. Now, what is the chart of depreciation? As we discussed, it is a list of all the depreciation areas arranged according to legal and the business requirements. Okay. So we configured the chart of depreciation, and now today what we are going to discuss is this. What we are going to discuss is specify transfer of APC values, transfer of depreciation terms, what parallel currencies should be used, and how to define the depreciation areas for quantity updates. So basically, when we talk about specified transfer of APC values, APC value is what? It is the acquisition and the production cost of an asset. Okay. Now, now just see, we have configured different depreciation areas that I will show you on SAP, what we configured in the last class. And then when we talk about the APC values, that is the acquisition cost of the asset. Okay, how that will be transferred from one depreciation area to another depreciation area. In the similar manner, how the depreciation terms which are configured in one depreciation area will be transferred from one depreciation area to a different depreciation area. That also we will see. So let's go and check it directly into SAP. So, but before going with the transfer of APC values, let us first try to understand our chart of depreciation in itself. Okay. So I will go to SAP. In SAP, we'll go to financial accounting. Let's first go to SPRO. You go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG. Go to financial accounting. Within financial accounting, go to asset accounting. Within asset accounting, we went to we defined our depreciation areas. We went to the organization structure and defined our depreciation areas last time. So where you can see your depreciation areas. Again, if you want to go in general valuation, you can go over here and you can also see it over here that what depreciation areas have been defined. So let's go over here and let's see. This is our chart of depreciation AVK7, and let's click on the check mark. And this is the four depreciation areas which we have configured. The first and the second depreciation area, which is represented by number 1 and number 30, are for local GAAP and IFRS. Okay, are for local GAAP and are for local GAAP and IFRS, and it's for our local currency, that is INR. Okay, so you can see book depreciation for local GAAP and IFRS depreciation area also for local currency. The local currency is INR, but in both the cases, for local GAAP you have a ledger called as 0L, and for IFRS you have a ledger called as FR. The accounting principle linked to 0L, that is the leading ledger, is AVLG for local GAAP, and for FR it is AVIF for IFRS. Both the areas post in real time. This is for local currency. Okay. The other two depreciation areas which we have configured is for group currency. Okay, so group currency in our case is USD. Okay, it is USD. So we have configured depreciation area 31 and 32, both for group currency, again for book depreciation and for IFRS depreciation. Again, you can see as these ledgers were used in local currency, the same ledgers have also been used in group currency. Okay, and the same accounting principles have also been used in group currency. Now, these are our depreciation areas. Now, let's say when we talk about transfer of depreciation terms. So, if the depreciation terms are configured, or let's say with the acquisition cost, when we talk about the acquisition cost, you can see the very first is specified transfer of APC values, that is the acquisition and production cost values of the asset. If you want to specify transfer of these values from one depreciation area to another depreciation area, how is that going to happen? So if the values are over here, how the other area will be able to derive value from the first area? Okay, so let's go back and let's see how to do that. So again, we are into financial accounting. Within financial accounting, asset accounting. Within asset accounting, general valuation. Within general valuation, you have specified transfer of APC values. So I will just click on this. So once you see this, you can see you have again all those four depreciation areas which I showed you just now. You have depreciation area 1, book depreciation for local GAAP, depreciation area 30, IFRS local currency, and again 31 and 32, book depreciation in group currency and IFRS depreciation in group currency. Okay. Now you can see both these, the very first two are in local currency, and you can see the value is marked as 00. Okay, but in 31 and 32 you have marked as 01 and 030. What does this means? This means because both of these are in local currency, okay, you have two different depreciation areas with different accounting principles, one for local GAAP, one for IFRS, both in the local currency. So when we talk about book depreciation in group currency for local GAAP, again, I will repeat, book depreciation in group currency for local GAAP, it will derive the acquisition value from the book depreciation for local GAAP. So book depreciation in group currency is going to derive the acquisition value from book depreciation in local GAAP. Okay, so that means 01 is nothing, but it is the book depreciation for local GAAP. So book depreciation in group currency is deriving its value from depreciation area 1, which is book depreciation in local GAAP. In the similar manner, IFRS depreciation in group currency is going to derive its value from depreciation area 30, which is IFRS local currency. Okay. Okay, so that is specifying depreciation. They are specifying the acquisition values, how the acquisition will be acquisition values will be transferred from one depreciation area to another. Okay, so depreciation area number 31 deriving its value from 01 depreciation area. Depreciation area 32 deriving its value from 30 depreciation area, and have a check mark for identical. Okay, and then just save it. Okay, then go back. Then the second thing is specify transfer of depreciation terms. Right now, what we specified is the transfer of the acquisition value of the asset. Now, how the depreciation terms will also be transferred from one asset to another. Now, what are depreciation terms? Depreciation terms may include different things. The useful life of an asset. It might also include the rate of depreciation. The method of depreciation will be used. What type of depreciation method will be used? So go to this and let's see again the four depreciation areas. The same thing is also marked over here. 31 depreciation area in group currency, book depreciation group currency, deriving its value from book depreciation for local GAAP. So 31 will be deriving its value from 01 depreciation area, which is book depreciation for local GAAP. Have a check mark on this. And then 32 IFRS depreciation group currency is deriving its value from IFRS local currency. Just check mark on this. So 32 deriving its value from 30. 31 deriving its value from 01. Okay. That's it. Now, just see if you do not want to derive these values. There might be a question that we want there is some country or legislative procedure which states that the group currency or let's say the IFRS should not derive its value from IFRS local currency. Let's for the sake of an example, just think. So in that case, you do not need to put this. Then 00 will come. Okay, that it will stand in itself as a unique, and it is not going to derive its value from any other currency, from any other depreciation area. So whenever one depreciation area is taking its value or deriving its value from another depreciation area, this configuration needs to be done. In case it does not derive its value from any other depreciation area, then 00 will be used, just like we have. Okay, so just save this. So these two things have been done. So what we did it specify transfer of APC values, that is acquisition values, how this will be valued, and the same how the depreciation terms will also be derived from one depreciation area to another. So two things we have done. The third thing is defining depreciation area for quantity update. Now what is quantity update? Right now we did acquisition values. So we are talking about the value of an asset. We are not talking about the quantities of the asset. So let's say 50 pieces, 50 pieces were purchased of certain product, of certain asset. 50 pieces were purchased. So those 50 pieces, we have not mentioned anything over here. So that will be mentioned in defined depreciation area for quantity update. So quantity, how much quantity has been purchased, that will be going into defined depreciation area for quantity update. Enter your chart of depreciation. In our case, it is AVK 7. Okay, click on this, and then it will only one depreciation area is configured for quantity update. So we have configured depreciation area 1 update quantity for book depreciation. The other depreciation areas, whatever it is going to derive its value from the depreciation 1 area only. So that means only one particular depreciation area is configured for quantity update. The rest of the depreciation areas derive its value from the first one only. Okay. Now let's save this. It already saved. Let's go back. Okay, so this has been done. Now what? Now let's go and also go to, within general valuation, you have currencies as well. So I will just show you over here what we did right now. We did specify transfer of APC values, depreciation terms, and quantity updates. Now the use of parallel currencies, that is what currencies which are being used, and also defining depreciation areas for foreign currencies. Let's see this. So what is defining depreciation areas for foreign currency? Okay, so within again financial accounting, asset accounting, you need to go directly to currencies, go to currencies and define depreciation area for foreign currencies. Now, as I said, in our case, our company code currency is INR. Okay, our company code currency is INR and our group currency is USD. So both the currencies are different. Okay, so let's first of all select our company code. Our company code is AVK7. I will go over there, select it, and go to depreciation area currency. If you go over there, these are the four depreciation areas which have been configured. But just have a look. It is showing all the currencies as INR. But our local currency is INR. Our group currency is not INR. Our group currency is USD. So that's a foreign currency. So in that case, this currency needs to be changed to USD. Okay, this is done. Just save it. So that means we have also specified. Now this is in case you see these are the parallel currencies, parallel accounting will be done. So you can see you have a INR and USD, two different currencies over here. Okay, just go back. So once you have done that, another important topic which is over here is assigning input tax indicator for non-taxable acquisitions. Now, there might be intercompany transfers of an asset. One asset is transferred for company code A to company code B. In that case, taxes are not chargeable. Or there might be certain cases where you are acquiring it, there are no taxes. It's a non-taxable acquisition. Let's say, according to the legal requirements. So in that case, you need to assign those tax codes wherein the tax is zero. So by default in FTXP, that's the T code in which we assign in which we create the tax codes. But herein we have already created, and I will show you basically how that tax code needs to be assigned. So in our case, we have created two already. We have two different tax codes, A0 and V0. V0 for input tax, A0 for output tax. Both is for 0%. Both is defined with 0%. Okay. So the path is SPRO, financial accounting, asset accounting, integration with GL accounting, assigning input tax indicator for non-taxable acquisitions. Okay. So we will go to SAP. So we are into financial accounting. We are already there. Then we are into asset accounting. Then here it is integration with general ledger accounting. Let's go over here, and within this, let's see where it is. So here it is. Assign input tax indicator for non-taxable acquisition. So I will go over here and I will choose my company code AVK7, and within AVK7 you can see you have two different tax codes. Okay, V0 is for input tax, that is 0% will be charged in case there is non-taxable acquisition, 0% for purchase, and output tax also A0 has been defined, that's for selling. So non-taxable acquisitions V0 A0 has been defined. Okay, in FTXP is the T code where you define. I am not going through this in this session because it's a different topic, but FTXP is the T code wherein you need to define this. Or let me also show you. Let me also show you. I will go to, okay, you can just save this first of all. Save this, and then you can, data already saved. And then what you can go is you can go to FTXP. Okay, your country is IN. And you can see here you enter the tax code A0. You can see it is output tax 0%. In the similar manner, you can go for V0. That will be for input tax. Okay, and in the tax account, the GLs are configured for this particular taxes. Okay, now what? Now what next? Let's go to the presentation. Now what we are going to do, we have assigned the input tax indicator also. We have defined the depreciation area for foreign currencies also. Assign chart of depreciation to company code. Finally, what we are going to do, we are going to assign our chart of depreciation to company code. I already did it. I will show you once again. And where you can find it, you will find it within the financial accounting, asset accounting, organizational structure. Assign chart of depreciation to company code. We already did it. So let's see once again. We'll go to SPRO. SAP reference IMG, financial accounting, asset accounting. Within asset accounting, chart of depreciation is the organization structure for asset accounting. So within organization structures, assign chart of depreciation to company code. Go to this and select your company code. Our company code is AVK7, and you can see this within this chart of depreciation is AVK7 that we have assigned it. If it is blank, then you just need to put AVK7. That is your own chart of depreciation, and you save. Okay, that's it. So we have also assigned the chart of depreciation for the company code. So that's all for today's session. In our next session, what we will be going through is specifying the account determination, creating the screen layouts, and so many things are left out for asset accounting. Thank you very much. Have a great day.